Namaste viewers, welcome to DM Astrology. Today we are going to see a topic called aspect. It's very important that in our Vedic Shastra the aspect is given. The planet can be touch the house by four ways. One is by owner, second by it becomes the significator karak, third by it sitting in that house, and fourth category is that when it is aspect some house. In my empty house video I said that a planet if not connected any four way to the house, it's called empty house, very powerful house. Now considering the aspect, there are so many misconceptions. Let me tell you about the aspects. Now aspect is nothing but the impact. If I see to you, that means I create some influence in you. If I continuously see you, then you will see there is something wrong in me. Why he is seeing me continuously? So aspect means to create an impact. It is very powerful in the prediction, interpretation. It is said that if the house lord or house karaka is aspect his own house, then it will be a Rajyog, because it's nothing but the continuous supply of the that energy. Now in aspect there are two aspects as given. One is a direct aspect, one is an indirect aspect. The direct aspect is also called complete aspect. It's like a mirror image. You are standing in front of the mirror, so you'll be completely seeing that house. Indirect aspect is nothing but the spatial aspect. Four planet is having the indirect aspect, whereas all the planet is having a direct effect, except Ketu. Ketu cannot aspect any house because it doesn't have any eyesight, or we can call it there is no sense. Rahu has up to this part where all the five sense lies here in between us. So Rahu can aspect, but Ketu cannot aspect because it doesn't have any vision or any aspect. So many people have here the controversial that Rahu cannot aspect, Ketu can aspect. I leave it to you. You are a better judge. So now, considering the direct aspect, the sun is aspecting 7th, moon is aspecting 7th, sun, moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, all aspecting 7th. Now 7th aspect is called direct aspect. Just 180 degree or just in front of the house it's seated. 7th aspect is also called a Kendra aspect because it's a part of a Kendra. So 7th aspect will create a continuous effect. As my Kendra house video I say, Kendra always give the continuous result. So whenever the planet aspecting just opposite the house, it will create that impact. Now in an aspect we have to consider that whatever the planet strength is there, that strength he will aspect. Suppose I am wearing the spec now, so I can see complete thing. If I remove the spec, then certain things will not be seen by me. So it's like that same. It depends the aspect of me on my own eyesight capacity. Same as the planet can also aspect the house with its own capacity. Like I give you example, if the sun is in own sign and aspecting the 7th house, then it has a complete power and it will throw that power to the opposite house. When sun is exalted, it will aspect its debilitated house, it will also impact in the debilitated house. But when sun is debilitated and aspecting its exalted house, it cannot create any impact. So whatever you carry that energy, that you can share through or aspect to the opposite house. That is as much clear as it should be. So here it is a very common and very easy to understand that whatever the planet is seated just opposite to that house, it creates the impact. Many people see that there should be some planet on the house the planet is aspecting. Like sun is aspecting 7th house, and if there is no planet, then this aspect cannot be worked. See, there are so many views, but in original text like a BPHS and the Laghu Parashari, it is say all planet wherever sit they aspect the 7th house. They not say that 7th planet, they say 7th house. So it's like a light. when you have a light and you lamp, it throw the light, throw the impact on the opposite object. So all the planet wherever it is seated, it is creating the impact on the seventh house. So this is a Kendra effect, and due to the Kendra effect, it has a continuous effect. Now we'll talk about the special aspect of a planet. Now talking to the Mars have an additional or special aspect of 4 and 8 house. Fourth house aspect is considered as a Kendra again. So it's a fourth aspect will create the pleasure. It will create a more desire on the fourth house. So fourth aspect, wherever the Mars seated from the fourth house will be always into the impact of the good desire of a pleasure. Fourth aspect is a fourth house activation. If Mars is seated in the fifth house, then it will increase the strength of a eighth house. So it is a child is the fifth house and child pleasure is the eighth house. So he will get the child also and getting the expectation from child pleasure. So whichever the house, suppose the Mars is in the first house, they will always have a good impact of a properties, buildings and material pleasure because it's aspecting the fourth. So that is a very important that fourth aspect of Mars will create the pleasure related desire. While aspecting the eighth aspect, wherever the Mars seated and it is aspecting eight is creating the fear aspect. So wherever the Mars is aspecting the eighth aspect to its where it's seated to the eighth house, then it will create the fear, and that is a dangerous site eyesight. That is a dangerous aspect of the Mars. If Mars is aspecting any planet to its from its eighth house, suppose the Mars is aspecting eighth aspect to the Moon, then over the Moon it will create the anxiety, stress, tension, and angerness, right? So it is a Mars impact on the eighth aspect is considered as a negative aspect. So whichever house is aspected eight by Mars aspect, then it will create the negative impact, fear, and Mars negative shade. Now considering Jupiter is aspecting fifth and ninth. So whichever house the Jupiter is sitting, it will impact the past as well as future. See, fifth house we know it's a past, whatever the time has already gone, and ninth is the upcoming time, future time. So when Jupiter seated any house, suppose Jupiter seated in the seventh house, then it will aspect fifth aspect to 11th house and ninth aspect to the third house. That means first he will fulfill the desire, because 11th house is ichha purti, desire fulfillment. So first it will impact the fifth house. So it is all the past deed will grow and gives you result, and also simultaneously it is aspecting ninth to the third house. You are also creating the new desire, growth in the new desire, first fulfillment of old desire, past desire, from friends, from social. So this way you have to interpret that if the Jupiter aspecting 7, it will directly impact on that house. There is no question. It's a Kendra. It's a continuous process. But while Jupiter is aspecting the fifth house, it will grow the past life deeds and past time deeds, and that will cater to you, serve to you. And ninth aspect you are going to do in the future time. That simple it is. Considering the Saturn, wherever the Saturn is aspecting third aspect, see, Saturn third aspect is not considered good. When Saturn is aspecting any house by third, so whatever the courage, whatever the new venture you want to enter, it will give a lot of difficulty. Suppose Saturn seated in the second house, so to buy any pleasure, to buy properties, car, it gives too much delay and not able to enjoy you. Because third house, it is a new venture. We consider the third house as a new venture. So Saturn third aspect will create lot of difficulties and challenge while you are starting, while you are about to begin new venture. It will create delay and create you a lot of stress. While aspecting the 10th aspect, Saturn create a very good result, because Saturn like deeds. Saturn is a judgment, justice. So if you performing by 10th aspect, whichever house it is aspecting, suppose like as I mentioned Saturn in second house, it will aspect the 11th house. So for your friends, for your social, whatever deeds you have done, Saturn will mature it. Saturn will give that things. So 10th aspect of Saturn is awarding the justice, awarding the result. So it's a result oriented aspect, and third aspect is creating difficulties in the new venture. So that way it has to be interpreted. Considering the aspect of Rahu aspect, if Rahu doesn't aspect, half of the astrologer will sit at their home. Why? Because Rahu is creating unwanted problems, difficulties and challenge to the house it aspect. So it is very important that Rahu aspect to be considered. The seventh aspect we have already seen, it is creating the impact, direct impact. While in the special aspect, when Rahu is aspecting fifth, it will bring back that house past deeds and you have to pay back. When it aspect ninth house, you have to start preparing for the future. See, Rahu is nothing but the some deeds is pending with the past life. The Ketu you have to give to someone, and Rahu you have to take from someone. So when Rahu is aspecting, suppose Rahu is seated in your 10th house, then obviously it will aspect first. Fifth aspect, right? It goes reverse, so you have to count it reversely. So it will first aspect the 6th house, because Rahu moves the reverse. So it will first aspect from to the 6th house. So whatever your enemies, whatever your job, your servant, your disease has to be done, that will come out, because Rahu you have to take from others, and Ketu you have to give to others. So whatever you have done for that in the past time or past life, that will come forward and you have to suffer. When Rahu is aspecting ninth aspect, it will aspect to the 2nd house. So in related to the 2nd house, now you have to start performing for your relatives, your family, your money related action is required. So this way this both end to be calculated, that Rahu 5th aspect will bring all the past life connection and you have to get that from others. And in the 9th aspect, you have to get back to the things from your family and relation and money. So Rahu is nothing but to take. Ketu means you have to give. So whatever you have done earlier, that you have to take in the Rahu aspect, and whatever in the house it is aspecting 5th, that you have to come get first, and 9th you have to perform now. So that way simply the aspect works. Do apply this aspect, it's a very powerful and it gives a lot of good result. So I hope that you understood the aspect and you will apply it on the chart accordingly I have said, and you will get the very miracle result. So herewith I complete this session. Let's see the next topic in the next lecture. Do like, share and subscribe my channel DM Astrology, and also for consultation you may approach my email dmastrology1@gmail.com. So herewith I complete this lesson. All the best. Namaste. Thank you very much. God bless you.